What's up everyone? Vinny and Morgan have started to cryptically tell each other about their feelings for one another now that the season's starting to come to a close. Plus, Keanu has an uphill battle of the ages. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Alright gang, right before we get started for one of the final times towards the back end of this season, I want to remind you all to hit the subscribe button. I cover Big Brother every single year, all season long, giving you all the details you need to know about what's going on inside that crazy house. I was here for 27, I'm going to be here for 28 as well as we wrap up this final week. I'm also going to be covering The Amazing Race and Survivor, which is coming out this week. I am so excited for the new seasons of those, so we got a lot to look forward to as we head into the fall. I'm also going to ask you all to hit the like button. It takes all of 0.2 seconds just to click that little thumbs up down there. And I know it's only a thumbs up, but let me tell you, it really does go a long way, more than you can even imagine as a smaller content creator. So all those likes really do help. And one more thing, I do put a lot of time and effort into delivering you guys these videos. So if you feel like buying me a coffee or supporting me in any way, shape or form, please consider leaving a super thanks in the comment section below or hitting up my PayPal link in the description. But without further ado, let's get to the update. Alright gang, how we all doing? Happy Sunday if you're watching this on a Sunday. I hope you're all doing well. I'm sending you all good vibes right now. We're in the last week, this is it. We're down to the wire right now. There's 5 people left and I think we know who's going to be in the final 4, so we're going to talk about that very soon. But wow, this season has came and gone just like that. But anyways, the game continues. I have the power of veto spoilers first up, and the power of veto was won by Morgan, leaving Vince and Morgan in complete control for this round of Big Brother. It's looking bleak for Keanu. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to rip the band-aid off right now to the Keanu fans and just say Morgan is not going to use the power of veto, leaving Keanu and Ava on the block, which means Ashley has probably made it into the final 4, so congratulations to her. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say Ava is also going to be in the final 4. Keanu has got a massive uphill battle. Even the dynamics between the house you can see play out. And when you tune into the feeds, there was a scene. Well, it's not a scene like a movie, but I would describe it as cinematic, at least the shot. They were all sat around the dining table, the 5 that are left. And 4 were sat on one side of the table, and 1 person was sat on the other side of the table. Have a guess who the person on the other side of the table was by themselves. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to realise that that was Keanu. The numbers are against him. You can literally see, it's like watching a nature documentary. Do you know when you would watch, I don't know if anybody of you guys here have seen a David Attenborough BBC documentary. We have those a lot in Britain, and you watch how the animals move with their pack and when they ostracize somebody or when they're hunting somebody, and it was literally like that, but the human version of it. Big Brother really is a microcosm of our society, and it's survival of the mental fittest, and and not even that, because I'm not saying that the order of which people were evicted is their smarts. It's just based on I guess natural selection in a mental, strategic, physical capacity. There's all elements there, and how those people mesh is going to determine your position in the game. But yes, Keanu is looking like the wounded gazelle in a nature documentary right now, while the other 4 look like a pack of hyenas. Keanu has had a major uphill battle. Whether you like him or not, he has been fighting basically from the ground up since day 1. Yes, he did create that situation himself with his terrible reads and the way he talked to house guests, but you'd be hard-pressed to tell me that somebody hasn't worked, that somebody has worked harder than Keanu this season, because he has just absolutely worked his ass off. Yes, other people have tried and other people have played very well, but Keanu, man, he's really had to hustle. He hasn't had a moment to stop, and that's got to be so mentally exhausting. We saw Lauren just float on by for the first half of the season, and then all of a sudden when she was in jeopardy the last week, she crumbled just like that. Keanu has been fighting that since week 1. It's absolutely insane. He has done so well, but it might look like the end of the road for him. But on the lighter side of things, America's favourite player vote has just opened up. Now, I wanted to do a little segment on this because we're going to make some predictions. Julie, Chen, Moonves, don't forget the Moonves, usually announces the top 3 vote getters. And, social media's gone to war over it, as they always do. I want this person to win. I want this person to win. No, your person doesn't deserve to win because my opinion's right and yours is wrong. Yeah, just a little bit of that going on right now. But the matter of the fact is, whether your opinion is loud or not, it's all going to come down to numbers. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to do a little bit of polling analysis right now. Let's jump into this. So I think, because I'll tell you something. You go on Twitter, they're going to be voting for one person. You go on Facebook, they're going to be voting for another. You might dip your toe into Reddit, and they're going to be voting for somebody else. And because the loud voices on those platforms are screaming at each other saying, this is what is happening, this is the fact, doesn't make it the fact, And as a result, you would think that a certain someone is going to win America's favourite player, but I think a lot of people are going to be shocked when they actually realise that people exist outside of Twitter. So, on Twitter, 100% you would think that Rachel or Ashley is going to win America's favourite player. You would head on over to Facebook and you would think that Keanu is going to win America's favourite player. But then you've got to remember everybody that votes who doesn't really have a presence on social media, because there's a lot of people, and I respect them for it, who they lurk on the internet, they watch videos, they read comments, but they don't put anything out themselves. I can guarantee some of you guys are nodding your heads right now going, yeah, that's me, Tom. And, you guys are the unheard voices who will also be voting. And that's why I am inclined to believe Keanu is going to win America's favourite player. I do think the top 2 will be Rachel and Keanu without a doubt. I think a lot of people would go, Ashley's going to be 3rd, but I'm not kidding, right? Ashley, I get why people like her, I get why people don't like her, but I'll tell you what, her fans are... They think they're the only people in the room a lot of the time, and that's the case on Twitter. And just because you're the loudest person in the room doesn't make you the most accurate or right person in the room, and that's the case with Ashley fans. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a shock to the system for a lot of Ashley fans when they realise she's not going to be in the top 3. But Rachel and Keanu, I think, will be. The 3rd one, it's a real toss-up. I think it could be a surprise of, this person, because if you asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have said Ava Pearl 100%, but she has absolutely tarnished her reputation over the last few weeks, and I know that she's still got fans out there. Fair play to her, but just judging off the popularity of Ava, she went up, and then there was a big old steep drop off when she started getting a little bit mean and talking crap about people. And I think a lot of people find her to be quite fake, and how she puts on a show. She clip farms, or is the word that I think a lot of people use. She looks for these moments that she thinks are going to go viral, but they're going to go about as viral as my slice of toast from this morning. And I do think Rachel and Keanu will be top 2. But I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to smack the desk and say Keanu will be America's favourite player. I would be more than content with it being Rachel or Keanu. As an update of this season, I've been able to analyse all of their games, see all the entertainment value they have brought to the game, and quite frankly, Keanu or Rachel, both very deserved. I know not everybody's going to be happy with that, but my professional opinion, I think it's going to Keanu, and I would be more than happy for either of them to get it. Now, while Vinny and Morgan spend a lot of time up in the head of household room, they still have concerns about the other house guests down there. Because remember, there's 3 of them and only 2 of Vinny and Morgan. But luckily for them, they have the power this week, with Vinny being head of household and Morgan holding the power of veto. And of course, she's going to get a vote as well. And there's only going to be 2 votes this week. So either way, even if Ashley was not aligned with Morgan or what Morgan wanted, Morgan could easily send it to a tie, and then Vinny would have to vote out whoever he and Morgan wanted to. So yeah, there's some interesting things at play this week, and I just think Morgan and Vinny, it feels like, who remembers Avengers Infinity War, where Thanos gets the gauntlet with all the stones? That's Vinny and Morgan right now. They have all the Infinity Stones, and all they have to do is click their fingers and they decide who goes out the door. It's pretty awesome. Honestly, on a game level, well bloody done to them, because who wouldn't, as a player, want to be in there and have that gauntlet around their hand and be able to decide or just pluck out whoever they want to? They literally just have to click their fingers. Hell, if Morgan wanted to take out Ashley, she could use the power of it to put Ashley up and then send Ashley out the door. They are in complete control, and it's beyond impressive. But Vinny is slightly worried about Ava and Ashley taking each other. The concern of sending Keanu out the door now, they are very worried that A situation that has happened this week could happen in the Final Four. What if Ava wins HOH and Ashley wins POV, and then they're like, we need to turn the tables on Vince and Morgan, then bada bing, bada boom, showman's over. Did I say showman's? I can't say that. I'm sorry. There's a body pillow between them, so it doesn't count as a showman's. But yeah, he's definitely concerned about that. But I don't know. To me, I'm starting to feel like this game's locked up. Not for Vinny, but for Morgan. And I'm going to make a case here because I think Vinny, even though he's played very, very well, especially in the double eviction night, that night alone, it really feels like his game is starting to unravel, and we're seeing in real time these jury members starting to go, wow, this dirtbag, he promised me the world, and then he evicted me. He did it to Lauren. He did it to Kelly. He's about to do it to Keanu. Rachel isn't going to buy that. Rachel hates that crap. I mean, and then you've got Will again. He's an old-timer, or he's an older house guest. Older house guests never have time for that crap. So we're watching it play out in real time. Guess who didn't promise them the world and then evict them? Morgan. Morgan, who could easily make a case that she got in there like a Black Widow, like on Survivor, or, you know, I'll tell you what, some of the best players in Survivor and Big Brother are those really strong women who, brand themselves as the man-eaters and the Black Widows, and it really is incredible. It's incredible. I think of Parvati from Survivor. I think of Sari. She's the assassin with a smile. Or as she gets called Oprah in a gangster suit, which is one of the coolest things ever. And Sari loves using that phrase, which I think is fantastic. But it's these people who worm their way into the power, and then they're actually pulling the strings. Because guess who Vince isn't going to target? Morgan. Right? So so with that case, if you think Vince is top dog, if he's not going to target Morgan, that makes Morgan top dog. Morgan is at the top of the food chain right now, and I'm telling you, if she gets to the end, she's got a real strong case against Vinny, especially because she doesn't have to battle jurors who are pissed off at her. She could genuinely be the winner of Big Brother 27, and I think it would be a very impressive win because she's had a very tumultuous journey. She hasn't had a direct winner's win, but strong start. Follow the scent of the toothbrush, back on the scent of the 750, working that Vinny angle, takes home the money, almost $1 million. Honestly, she's got a good story, and I really think she could win this show. Now, Vinny and Morgan were talking to each other very late at night, but remember, there's a body pillow between them, so it doesn't count as cheating. How can I say this again? If you have a girlfriend of 7 years, but you get into bed with another woman, as long as you put a body pillow in between you two, it's not cheating. It's fine. It's all okay. But they were talking in code. Vinny is... I just feel sorry for his girlfriend, if I'm being totally honest. But I'm going to talk about how the conversation transpired, and it was the most cryptic conversation of the season so far. Vinny is basically, you all know the phrase when you go fishing, or you go fishing for compliments, or like, you plant a seed so somebody will say something good about you, or, those kind of people. He was doing that, but I think he was trying to fish for approval and reassurance that Morgan was into him. And he was, saying, if you were a statistician or something like that, I think he was talking about statistics and all that kind of stuff, and you had to give a percentage as to something, and Morgan goes, what's the percentage for? And then there's just a long pause. Well, a percentage, and I'm not even kidding you, this is what the conversation went like. Insane. And then Morgan's like, is it the thing that I think you're thinking? Vinny goes, yes. Well, I can't give a percentage because of obvious reasons. So obvious. And then Vinny actually chuckled. Let me break it down. The obvious reason is the fact that he's got a girlfriend. They're talking cryptically about being into each other. And Vinny chuckled when she said obvious reasons. He goes, I'm like, it was... From what I've seen, Kelsey, his girlfriend, is voting for Keanu for America's favourite player. Can we get a laugh for that? Yeah, drop your laugh emojis right now for that one if you find that funny. But yeah, he kept fishing. And she says, I can't give a percentage because of obvious reasons, but the percentage wouldn't be non-existent in another situation. So no, it's not a 0%. So in other words, Morgan was saying, I can't say it because you've got a girlfriend, but if you didn't have a girlfriend, the percentage of me being into you wouldn't be 0. Oh, they might as well just come out and say to each other right now, I'm into you, remove the body pillow, and get on with it. Because I'm telling you what, this is just so insulting right now, no matter how you cut it. But Vinny actually did kind of confess his feelings a little bit later, in the very early hours of the morning, you know, by the light of the HOH room and the body pillow. They confessed. God, I can't even make this sound romantic. No, he said that something is very strong. He didn't say what was very strong, but his feelings basically being very strong. And he's like, and I don't know why. And Morgan's like, sometimes you don't need to know why. It is just, they're into each other. We get it. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. We're getting to the end of the season now, but I love these in-depth conversations because we obviously don't have as many topics of conversation to have, so when we do have topics, we can dig a little deeper and get to the real root of it, and I enjoy that kind of conversation. I hope you guys have too. And of course, I gotta remind you all, Amazing Race and Survivor season 49 begins this week. Can you believe that? 49. I know a lot of you guys, you know, I've probably watched Survivor since the beginning, and can you believe it's almost coming up 50 seasons? My intention with this one is to get right back into Survivor before the 50th season, so I'm jumping right in the deep end with coverage of 49 starting this week. And of course, I will remind everybody, the Amazing Race, this is for all of us Big Brother fans. It's every single couple is a Big Brother, an ex-Big Brother house guest with one of their family members. How fun is that? And we're going to get to watch them race around the world, specifically Europe. Hey, this is another reason for me to be covering this season. It's the Amazing Race European Adventure, which is the Big Brother special. There's quite a few winners on, so I can't wait. I'm very, very excited, and I hope you're all going to tune in later this week for Survivor and Amazing Race. On top of that, I want to remind you all, the P.O. Box is still open. I'm throwing out my arms for that. The P.O. Box is still open, and me and Sam would love to hear from you. It's the final week of Big Brother 27. Let's make sure we hear from you before the end of the year, folks. Don't have to wait another year to say hi to y'all, for the folks who are only around for Big Brother. So please send something into the P.O. Box. We'd love to receive a postcard from you or a package. We're going to open them all up on the mail video. That's coming very, very soon. We did a first one, and it was one of the most fun videos I've ever done. And this second one, I keep saying to y'all because it's true, it's going to be as good as what you put into it. So if you want to add a little something, everybody can add a little something to that mail video by mailing something in. So we would love to hear from you with the address on the screen right now. Got some super thanks before we close things out, so let's get those started. First of all, we've got the wonderful Lisa. That's very, very generous. Lisa, that's very kind. I appreciate you. And Lisa says, thanks. I wanted to send a package of something I enjoy, but they don't ship. So, if you ever find yourself in Newton, Mass, I don't know if I've heard of Newton, Mass, look up, and I want to make sure I get this correct, De Pasquale Sausage Company, and get yourself some Chinese sausage. I love sausage. That's what she said. Oh, he said. Oh, they said. Listen, we're in 2025 now. Yeah, it's true. The jokes aside, do love some sausage. I'm a big meat guy. I just love meat. I mean, I throw a steak on the grill, chicken, lamb. Oh, I just love meat. Meat's fantastic. So that's a great recommendation. Not much time left for Big Brother, but OMG, Ava's behaviour, she needs to go. Yeah, Team Keanu here, but guess fingers crossed. And loving Olive, how precious. Oh man, Olive is just she's so wonderful. Love the casting on the Dexter prequel. So sorry that I decided not to continue. I'll tell you what, I am overjoyed that you made a Dexter mention there, because right before I filmed this update, I finished watching Dexter Resurrection. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody, so don't worry if you're planning on watching it, you haven't seen it yet, you don't need to tab off, but holy guacamole, I was beyond impressed. That is some of the best Dexter stuff we have had in years, arguably if not the best Dexter stuff, and I loved Original Sin. Very, very bummed that they got rid of that. The casting was beyond incredible. Young Dexter, young Deb, Masuka, and also, I mean, seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar and Patrick Dempsey in there, you know, I'm a 2000s baby, so I remember seeing those two on TV all the time when I was growing up, so I'm just bummed. I am bummed too that they got rid of it, but yeah, great show, and thank you so much, Lisa. And I'll definitely check out the sausage again, said the actress to the bishop. David Cushmore is next up. That's the phrase we say in Britain. David Cushmore says, hi Tom, let me know if you did watch WrestlePalooza this Saturday. I'll tell you what, WrestlePalooza, CM Punk and AJ Lee. Can we just talk about them for a second? I am obsessed with those two. That is power couple beyond belief. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch wish they could be Punk and AJ. That's my mic drop moment. WWE Crown Jewel is coming up in October 11th. Yeah, is Crown Jewel's going to be in Australia, which is the home of Rhea Ripley, so very excited for that. You and Sam have to gear up for Halloween. Yeah, get some costumes and pass out candy to others. Caramel apples are also good, as well as apple cider. You're coming out with the great recommendations here, David. Thank you. The most important is to get the final POV coming up. Yeah, final 4 POV. I always say it every single year. It's the most important POV of the season. Once you have the POV in the final 4, you control the week. The power is literally gone from the head of household. The POV in the final 4 is the most powerful. It's more powerful than the HOH. Of course, HOH, you're completely safe, but you are deciding who goes home if you have the POV, assuming your name isn't Zach and you don't want to throw away your chance at winning. But Xavier from the Cookout did win the final POV and he won the title for Big Brother. Yeah, X did great. Whoever wins this year's final POV should be the winner of Big Brother. I think Morgan could get it. I really do. It can make or break your win for sure. Okay, to get Mrs. Seed's candy, you can go online or go in store in person near you. Yeah, I've got to check that out. What are we expecting from Big Brother 28 next year? I feel like production might listen to the backlash from all the Rachel stuff and not have eliminations like that. That's my only assumption. But hey, expect the unexpected. What kind of new twist are we going to get next season? I think we're going to still have the blockbuster. Are we going to get up to 18 house guests? Maybe not. I see an all-star season coming in the next few years, though. Are we going to get 2 house guests for returning or just 1? I don't think we'll get any more returnings for a few more seasons. Maybe 30. We might get All-Stars 3, and I would love that. We got Rachel to return this year. Who's next? BB28 just around the corner from next year. Yeah. All I'll say is I really hope we get more old school people coming back. But also a new era All-Stars would be great because there's some fantastic characters that you can pick out in 23 to 27. There's definitely an All-Star worthy season there. Thank you so much, David Cushmore. I've got one more from David Cushmore as well. I'm going to throw it on the screen right now, just so we can make sure we got time to go through every single super thanks. So I'm going to throw this one on the screen right now if you want to pause. Thank you so much again, David. And the Smack Shack, the best seafood restaurant to die for. I do love seafood. Seafood's great. I grew up near the coast in the UK, and so I'm no stranger to seafood. I've had the best fish and chips all my life. And I'll tell you what, there's some great foods in America. I'm not going to discredit you all that for a second, but I'll tell you what, nowhere comes close when it comes to fish and chips. But yes, I do like seafood a lot. And Alien Earth, yeah, I've got to get on Alien. I really do. Alien, man, it's old, that one. I don't want to say old, but it's been around for a long time, and I like old school things as well, so I definitely want to check that out. Thank you so much, David Cushmore again. Yeah, definitely got to check out Alien and Terminator as well. Next up, we've got Super Christian Meweld, and Super Christian Meweld says, "I'm sorry, Tom, but Ava did nothing to provide value in her game." Yeah, I struggled the other day, when I was talking through all the final 5, and I said each one of them's got something to say, and I really kind of struggled to find something for Ava. So yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I'd say all she did was send Zach home on her HOH, but that'll be a lie because Zach sent himself home by not using his power. Marcella's 2.0, yeah, totally. Also, I'm sick and tired of her over-the-top dramatic facial expressions like, "God, this isn't a bold and beautiful audition." It's so funny. It's clip farming. That's what Sam said, and I agree. Also, when she cries for someone leaving the game, fake. Yeah, I don't think Ava's like a bad person, but I think she lacks authenticity. Except for Will, let me give our military man some respect. I love Will. I will champion Will. He is truly, even though he wasn't a gamer extraordinaire, but I'll tell you something. Will is one of the most pleasant and enjoyable house guests we've had in 27 seasons. It's been a pleasure watching him this season, and I hope it's not the end of Will. I'd love to see Will go on The Amazing Race or something like that, or The Traitors. People love Will. Nobody would expect Will to be the traitor. He's great. So yeah, definitely putting some respect on Will. Thank you, Super Christian Meweld. Next up, we've got Pink Jellybean, who says, "Such a good double, then the lip got HOH. Did you all know how he made sure to shout out his girlfriend during the eviction?" Me and Sam looked at each other and thought, really? He's like, "Miss you, Kelsey." And I'm like, do you really miss Kelsey? So I'm glad you brought that up. It's a little too late there, bud. Yeah. But as always, thank you for the hard work on these vids, and I can't wait to see you cover The Amazing Race. It will be my first time watching. Tell Sam hi. I certainly will. Love seeing you two film together. Yeah, I love filming with Sam, and I am Sam. You're going to see Sam for the rest of the year. Sam's going to be showing up sporadically when I'm doing all these other shows. So, yeah, it's not the end of Sam. You're going to see more of Sam as well. Thank you so much, Pink Jelly Bean. Karen is the next one. Karen Forecker says, thanks. Some reason I'm not getting notified when your updates are ready. Well, first of all, thank you, Karen. And I'm sorry that's the case. What I would recommend is making sure that you've got the bell notification on. And because I think sometimes as well, you can click it for all updates. So whenever I post, whenever I upload, you'll get a notification. And also make sure that in your notifications on your phone itself or wherever you watch it, that you have notifications turned on. Other than that, I'm really not sure how to help, but please keep me updated on this one, Karen, and I can try my best to talk you through it. And then last but certainly not least, we've got the wonderful MC Tash. And MC Tash, great to see you. Of course, you're a long-time supporter on the channel. Lovely to see your face again. And MC Tash says, I love your dog. Sorry I haven't been on the Super Thanks a lot this summer. I did quit my job and have been struggling mentally, but thanks for keeping me updated and being such a positive to look forward to in my life. Hope all is well with you guys. Things are great. Thank you so much. That's very kind. I'm sorry to hear that you've been struggling mentally, and thank you for being open and honest about that. That should be a thing that everybody, should be open and honest about. It's a normal thing in life. The way I see it, when people say, oh, we shouldn't talk about mental health. Listen, if you break your ankle, you talk about it. If someone's going on up there and someone's broken up there, that's just as important to talk about as well, if not more. Listen, it's harder to heal stuff up there than it is a broken bone. So I commend you for saying that right now. So thank you so much for being open and honest there. I'm sending you so much love, just heart to heart right now. You got this. I'm proud of you. You're strong. Go be a badass, because you are. Thank you so much. You're amazing, MC Tash, and it's great to see you in the Super Thanks section. But that's all we've got time for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. I hope that you're all staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.